Today I wanted to talk about some of the tools that we use as athletes to optimize our recovery. Figured it was fitting since I just injured my hamstring and I might have utilized these things better, and that might have prevented that injury in the first place. So I'm going to start off with these two. I use them the most. These are products from tptherapy.com or triggerpointtherapy.com. I really enjoy them, and they're very, very useful. They're a little bit on the expensive side for what it looks like, but they do have a long life. This is the Grid, and the reason it's called that is because it has different nodules or different patterns on the roller itself. So there's some circular, there's some linear ones, there's some squares, there's some horizontal lines on there to hopefully imitate what you can get in a real massage with the human fingers. This was the first one I got. This one is $40 at their store. You can find these at your local running store. I know Fleet Feet sells them as well. I'm sure RAI or other sports stores might carry them. If not, definitely check them out online. And it has served me well. I've had this for at least 2 years, and it's still going strong. Nothing's ever broken off of it. It definitely outshines the regular foam rollers that you see in the gym. The reason being is that foam, after a while of being used, it starts to break down and become squishy, and then it loses its effectiveness. Now, there may be some newer rollers out there that are still high density foam that you might see at the gym that might not break down as quickly. I don't know, but this has been my go-to tool over the regular foam roller because there is no high density foam in there. It's just a cylinder, plastic cylinder with their, I'm guessing this is some sort of composite on there, and it works great. How you would use this, at least this is how I use this on a regular basis. Let's say my calf, I want to roll my calf out. You would just put the limb on top of it, and then if you just want to be really, really low intensity, not at all very painful, unless you've got a really, really tight spot, you just roll that affected area, stay at it 30 to 60 seconds, and then move on. If you wanted more intense, get your weight off the floor and then roll on it. That definitely bumps up the intensity and it gives you a deeper massage. Now, I use this primarily for my calves, my quadriceps, and then even your hamstrings. And technically, I also use this for my back too. I love to roll it on your back. For my back, I would just place it here, situate it where I want it. You might have to try it a couple times. And then again, I'm getting my back, my weight off the floor. Hands are here, maybe in the air. You don't want to have them lying down because that changes the points of pressure that the roller has on your body. So if you keep it up here, you're exposing the muscles of the spine. You can get at them a little better. Your scapula, aka your shoulder blades, aren't as much in the way. Now, to be honest, I've kind of graduated from this one, at least for working on my calves and my quads and my hamstrings, because it just wasn't intense enough anymore. So I went to the quad baller. I call it the quad roller. I think the quad baller is what it's called on their website. Now, this bad boy is $60. Again, it doesn't look like much, but if you're looking for a great foam roller that again is very seemingly indestructible, I have yet to damage it in any way, shape, or form. It doesn't, decompose like the other foam rollers do. And oh boy, does this hurt. And I'm not trying to purposely inflict pain on you guys, but with foam rolling there is pain involved because you're working out knots in the muscle or just realignment of the fibers, and your body doesn't like something hard on them, even though it is beneficial for them. Myofascial release, which is the fancy word for what happens when you foam roll, has been scientifically proven to be very beneficial. Although there isn't a lot of research that specifically states what it does, we know that it has a lot of beneficial effects. Now, again, the same concept applies. Go on the calf, lift off the ground. With this one, you definitely maybe want to start a little bit less intense. Get used to it before you start putting all your weight on it. I use this one every night for my quad. For whatever reason, this knee has patellar tendonitis issues, and if I don't foam roll my quads, I have a lot more problems with this knee than when I do. So I try to make that a nightly habit along with my normal stretching routine that I do. Lastly, tennis balls. Now this, called a peanut, looks like a peanut, is just 2 tennis balls wrapped around with athletic tape. And this is really great. I learned this from a physical therapist that I interned for. Your spine goes here on your back, right here in the middle, and then these balls just roll up and down the muscles of your spine. And it works great, especially if you just use them more of it as a trigger point therapy option. And this one you have to definitely get situated on. But you get them in place as best as you can. I'm trying to figure out where they are. There we are. And then you really just kind of let them sit there. And hopefully it'll readjust your spine a little bit, or at least take some of the pressure off those muscles so your spine can get a break. The muscles of your spine can get a break from what they're doing. And you just lie there for 30 seconds, a minute, and then switch up. It really gets me back behind my shoulder blades. Because I weightlift so much, I get really tight back there. So this is a great option that this can't really do, and the grid can't really do, just based on their shape, their size. It's custom made, I realize that. There might be something on the market that fulfills this purpose, but if you got a couple tennis balls around and you got some athletic tape, you can always buy athletic tape at a store, at an athletic sports store. This is a great little tool. And then just a regular tennis ball. I often have issues with my forearms just getting tight from all the upper body stuff that I do, and I'll take a tennis ball and just do some self rolling. You know, if you've got someone that can give you a massage, that's to me is ideal, but not everyone can either afford a massage, or they don't have someone that either is around to give them a massage or is willing to give them a massage. So if worst comes to worst, and it's not that bad, you just work out circular motions, up and down the arm motions. Remember, so you've got wrist extension right here, so from neutral extension, all those muscles attach right around here. And for me, that's where I get really tight. So working that particular area with a tennis ball works great. You can put this also if you're ever tight around the feet. I know I just cut off my head, but if you're ever tight around the feet, tennis ball is not very aggressive. It gives fairly easily, so you're not going to kill the arches and muscles of your foot. But this can often feel really nice, especially if you've been on your feet all day, or if you're a runner, you just want to hopefully relax some of the muscles of your feet. This does a great job. Now, if you're trying to use this for another part of your body, like your quad or maybe your calf muscle, you can do that, but the problem is the tennis ball, again, it gives easily, so it's not going to be very hard. Something like a lacrosse ball, or I know on TP Therapy, again, tptherapy.com, giving them another plug, they do have massage balls that are of a firm, they're made to be very firm. So that would be a better alternative if you want to spend some money. I know lacrosse balls are actually a lot cheaper. You can buy them in like sets of 3 or 5 or whatever, and they're going to be a lot cheaper than purchasing a trigger point ball from the website. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't get these. I really highly recommend these. If you're going to start with something, definitely start with this. This is a higher intensity level in my opinion. That doesn't mean you can't get this in the future. So when you would do these, you can actually do these before a workout. One thing that stretching does, or static stretching, so if I was to, let's see, I'm going to cut off my head again, but I'm going to go, let's say, your quadricep stretch. One thing that does For any athlete that has to generate a lot of power out of their muscles, when you do a static stretch, you stretch out the muscle fibers and theoretically you decrease the amount of power you can get out of those muscles because you've stretched them out. Remember, muscles are like rubber bands. You stretch out a rubber band too much, it has less of an elastic response when it comes back in. With foam rolling, however, research has concluded that foam rolling or myofascial release doesn't have that effect. So technically you can do this before a workout and it increases the blood supply to the muscle group that you worked on. It doesn't decrease the elastic response of your muscles, and it loosens things up, gets you ready for your workout. Afterwards is when I usually do it. Again, that doesn't mean you have to do it afterwards, but afterwards is when I do it. Spend some time working on your body. It's going to hopefully optimize your recovery, decrease your chance of injury, and increase the amount of time you can spend having fun, playing around, running, biking, doing whatever you normally do. So I hope this has helped, giving you some ideas. Stay tuned for more videos in the future. Thanks for watching. Bye.